I went down to Stoke Station today to see for myself if it was worth the £29 million that they'd spent on the revamp. And I'm quite a positive person for the things that are happening in Stoke-on-Trent, but let me tell you, it's not. So the first thing is, this is actually the gateway to the station. You have to come in from around the back if you're in any kind of car or vehicle that isn't a bus or a bike. Even taxis are going around the back. And the state of this road at the back is absolutely shocking. The traffic lights, of which you've got to go through about 5 sets, only let about 2 cars out at a time, and it takes ages, even when it's not rush hour. At rush hour, it's almost impossible to get to. There is rubbish, the barriers aren't working, the speed bumps are falling apart. And don't even get me started on disabled access, because they've done it round the front, but what if you're coming from round the back? The state of this pavement is terrible, and the covers aren't even covering it properly. When you stand here and see how many cars come in and out of here per day, you'll realise that actually this is what they're seeing, not the £29 million improvement at the front. It just seems like this has been completely forgotten about in favour of the public transport side of things. Like, for example, this sign, the rail replacement ended 5 days ago, and it's still not been removed. And I know what you're going to say, yeah, it's not that bad, fair enough, but when they've spent £29 million on revamping the front of this building, you think that they could do a little bit with the back of it. So there's obviously a massive amount of people that visit this station in cars because the car park at the back is quite big. So I'm going to take you in the way that the people coming in cars would go in taxis. This is the main taxi drop-off now after the revamp at the front. Now, the first problem I had is they wouldn't let me in the station. They wouldn't let me go across to the other side, so I had to buy a ticket to Longton. I was told that it was private property, there is no right of way, which is fair enough, so I bought a ticket to Longton. Now, I don't really catch the train much, so this was quite new to me. And I don't mean that in a bad way, I have a car, so I use it. But it did make me realise that if you are picking someone up from the station, or, you know, let's say you're meeting someone disabled off the train or something like that, you cannot go on the platform unless you buy a ticket. You can't go and meet your loved one. You can't nip into the toilet if you are picking someone up. You can't even go into the station and go to the other side to meet someone or get a cup of coffee or anything like that because you have to have a ticket, which, like I say, I haven't caught a train for a while, but I thought it was a bit weird. But anyway, they're a private company. It's their station. They can do what they want. There was a slight problem when I got to the other side, though, to go and look at what the £29 million had been spent on at the front, because I actually couldn't get out. My ticket didn't allow me to go out of the front of the train station, so even if I wanted to just go out for a breath of fresh air, I'm not allowed. She did let me when I explained what I was doing, but if you are waiting for your train and you want to go outside and have a look at this lovely new square, you can't. So anyway, after explaining it, I made my way out the front, and there's Mr. Wedgwood in his new place, which I don't agree with, but fair enough. And I've got to be honest, I was extremely underwhelmed. There's a few things that I don't like. The first one is the design of it is, I don't think, really much different to how it looked before. I can't see where £29 million has been spent. And again, I have to stress that I'm not just saying this for clout. I went on my own to look at this, and this is my opinion. But I can't understand what £29 million has been spent on, and I could give you a list of 20 other things that it should have been spent on. And I'm the first person to defend the council and defend people that are trying to make this area better, and this is not one of those times. There's loads of paving and all the bus gate, but like all these weeds, and I know, again, private company, private building, but they could have at least put in that £29 million budget a bottle of weed killer. These vapes are doing me head in. Please stop chucking your vapes on the floor. Please put them in a bin. Which then brings me on to bins. There is one bin that I've just walked past and I can't find any more. Unless there's one down the other end, but there's not enough bins. And I don't know if the budget, the £29 million that's been spent on this, has included ongoing maintenance, because there is litter everywhere, there is bird muck everywhere, and there's other things that I'll show you. So I'm assuming that the maintenance isn't included in this. And I can't see enough of a difference to how it was before for the whole year that it's been closed. The Potters Club's closed after 74 years which is down to other things as well. But I don't think this was worth the disruption that we've had for over a year. And now this bus gate started on the 25th, which is Monday. And these cars are now coming through. And every one of these cars should have a £70 fine now because they're driving through the bus gate. I don't know if the sat-navs are bringing them through or what, but yeah, enjoy your £70 fines, guys, because cars have to go around the back. So I was heading in after being very underwhelmed, and then I spotted this, which is blood all over the floor, right in front of Wedgwood's statue, right in front of the front door. Now, I didn't see any maintenance staff doing cleaning or sweeping or litter picking or anything like that, so I would like to know from the council if there has been any budget put aside for the maintenance of this. So then I get to my little ticket and it goes back in. Not allowed back in. My ticket's the wrong ticket. So I had to explain what I was doing again and say, please let me in because my car's on the other side. But I was told that I'd have to walk all the way around. And I was like, please don't make me walk all the way around. Just let me go underneath the station. And they did, luckily. Now, I know this video is a bit of a rant, and I don't really make negative videos like this, but I have got to be really honest. I am thoroughly disappointed in this. This station is beautiful, and the goods yard, you know, it looks good when people pull up, it looks nice, it looks modern, but there's just a lot of stuff here that just lets it down. The weeds, the rubbish, the entrance into the station in a car. And I would think that most people in Stoke-on-Trent that go to the station do go in a car, you know, if you're dropping people off and stuff like that. But I would just like to know, I would like a breakdown of what that £29 million has been spent on.